Hey, Yinz guys and gals, gather around for a journey like no other. It's time to hop on board the Yinz Goin podcast. From the rivers that meet at the point to form downtown Pittsburgh, to the sheer face of Half Dome, to the furthest corners of the globe, Matt will be your compass, your confidant, your companion as we explore the wonders of travel. So sit back, relax on your couch, and let the wanderlust whoosh over Yinz as we discover new horizons and reminisce about old favorites. With Matt by our side, the sky's the limit. Join Matt on the Yinz Goin podcast because when it comes to travel, the journey's just getting started. And now, without further ado, let's give a shot for your guide through the highways and byways of travel. Your planning partner, the man with the map, Matt Schraeder. Hi, Yinz doing. Welcome to the Where Yinz Going podcast. I'm Matt. I'm your host. Joining me again today are Emily and Cayce. So welcome back, ladies.
Hello.
So Emily already answered this, but Cayce hasn't had a chance yet. So, Cayce, what is your favorite place to visit, or is there a place that you would like to visit the most?
Like in the whole world?
Yeah, so there's that top place on your list of I've never been there, I want to go there. Or if
Italy.
there's a place that's like I just love this place. You say Italy?
Italy. Yes. I want to do
Anywhere
Italy.
anywhere in specific in Italy or just all over?
All over and Rome and just to experience, I want to sit outside and eat real pasta and eat gelato and I want to do all the authentic things one day. That's on my bucket list. So, yes, I'd love to go to Italy.
My sister and brother-in-law did a Viking cruise a couple years ago,
Mm.
and they went to Rome first, and they did like a little bit of tour of Italy before they got on the boat and went to a couple other places in Italy, went to some places in France, went to Monaco, and then finished up in Barcelona in Spain. So, but oh, they had a amazing time.
That's a dream. That's a dream trip. I'll get there one day. I've been to Greece in college and that was life-changing, but I need to see the other side of it too. So, yeah, that's where I'd love to go.
I've been to Northern Europe. I've been to Germany, Belgium, France, but I haven't been to Southern Europe, and I haven't been to the British Isles either. So that's things to do.
Mm-hmm.
And Emily, if you have something you would like to add, I know you've answered this before, but if something strikes your fancy, or if you want to reiterate, this is a great place or whatever, you're more than welcome to add commentary.
Yeah, I want to go back to Disneyland. After that, I kept saying the whole trip, like, I want to come back and bring my daughter next time. Because there's just so much to do there that, it's different. There's things she's never seen before. I think one of the things that was on my list to do that we didn't get to, Casey, was to meet Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have to go back. We have to go back and meet Tinkerbell. And you got to do the Tangled show, and I
Yeah,
was
it was cute.
I was so excited to do that, but the timing wasn't right, so I want to go back and do that too.
Next time,
Yeah.
for
Next
sure.
time. Yeah. So
And
yeah,
it
go back to Disneyland.
and it's hard being there. I mean, we had a great time as adults, but it's hard being there and not thinking about your kids. So, of course, yes, I want to
Yeah.
take mine back too. Um, but yeah, I would love to do that with my kids.
And in case you didn't catch on, we are going to talk about Disneyland today.
Hmm. Can't help it. It comes out.
So, Emily and Casey recently made a trip to the happiest place on earth for the Disneyland Earmarked Advisor Education event. So, what'd you learn? We're just gonna. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to go all out and go all into this. So, what we will touch on a few things, but this was Casey's very first visit to Disneyland. And how many times have you been to Disney World, Casey?
I was trying to count, and I'm not sure because my dad didn't keep up with it when we were younger. So I don't know.
More times than she can count.
Yeah, I don't
So,
know. Maybe 30 times, but I don't really know. So being a world, going to world and knowing that and experiencing that your entire life, and knowing that there is a completely separate park, across the continent, that's where it all started. It's always been in the back of my mind as a dream. Like, I gotta go, I gotta get there, I gotta see it. So when the opportunity came up to go, I was jumping out of my skin. Maybe Donna didn't see me, but that's how I felt because I wanted to go so bad, but I had to make sure I had, childcare, and I did. So it was my first time, and it was very special because it's just like surreal when you walk the first time on Main Street. And you can go to Main Street in Walt Disney World and it's still wonderful, but being where Walt was just amazing. Walt was here. This is his park. This were his dreams, his goals, aspirations, everything he worked hard for. This is where it happened, and this is how this huge vacation empire is still going today. But it was beautiful. I loved it. I got a little teary-eyed when I rode the carousel. I
Yeah.
I thought I would when I saw the castle. I loved Sleeping Beauty Castle. But the carousel is what got me because I was like, I'm really here. I'm on the carousel.
Have to say, like the castle, if you've been to Disney World over and over, when you see the castle in Disneyland, it is a little small.
Hmm.
It's a little small. It's beautiful,
Yeah,
but I
it is.
feel like it takes a I felt like it looked bigger. This is so weird to say it maybe, but I felt like it got bigger the longer we were there. I don't know.
Every time.
I
Yeah,
appreciated
you
it more
looked at it
like
like,
the third day.
It grows
yes,
on you, literally sometimes.
it
And it
does.
was
And it's
so pretty at night.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
it was the way they lit it up. And I loved that it was a first time trip for me. And I wrote about this in one of my social media posts right when I got on the plane. My brain was just like buzzing. I was like, I have to write this down before I forget it because that first trip feeling, even though I've been to Disney World a lot, that first trip feeling was very close to my heart this time. And I feel like it brings me closer to my clients who are first timers, just how special it was. And yeah, there are some attractions that are similar, but there are some that are like brand new, like the Matterhorn. And things like that, just the historical side of it. So, yes, and oh, it was so much fun. We had so much fun, didn't we, Emily?
We had a blast.
Yes.
It was
So
definitely fun to go without our kids too, because we got to
Mhm.
do so much more. I feel like we got to do all the adult things, and we don't always get to do that.
We got to snack a lot. Like
Yeah.
just snack, try drinks, do this, don't have to worry.
We got to ride the big rides.
Mm-hmm.
So I do want to clarify that when Casey says brand new attractions, like the Matterhorn, it's not exactly brand new. It's brand new if you've never been there, but it's
Right.
been the
No,
Matterhorn,
brand new.
the first tubular steel roller coaster opened in 1959, I believe. So yeah,
I
older
love
than all of us. But yeah, the something that Casey said about, and this has been echoed with so many times, and this is what I felt too, and what some of the cast members out there have been mentioned, is that Disneyland is where Walt actually walked.
hmm
He was there, and there is something special about that. And what Emily was saying about this being a different trip without kids is that that's something that I've experienced too. That every trip is different. That even from the first trip with our daughter to the next trip with our daughter to the next trip with our daughter, each one's different because she's getting older, she's getting bigger, she can ride more things. Like our first trip out, well, I went out to Disneyland in 2013 and 2016, and it was just by myself. It was before I was married. And then we went a couple years ago with my wife and my daughter, and that was my daughter's first Disney experience was Disneyland.
No.
So, but she was only, oh geez, had just turned 3 years old. Uh, so she was 3 years and a couple months. So we just missed a free ticket. Bad timing, right? But we went on Jesse's. It's in California Adventure, the
The carousel.
carousel. It's Jesse's
Oh my gosh,
Critter
we
Carousel.
rode that.
Oh, well, we rode it like 10 times in a row.
I
It's so
forgot
So
about
she
cute.
that
loved
one.
it. But I got such cute pictures with her.
It is
But now
adorable.
we'll still ride the carousel at Disney World maybe once, but she wants to do the more the bigger roller coasters that she can do. So it changes. And even the trips from whenever I went by myself to the trips with my wife, they're different. And Casey, when you rode the carousel, and Emily, did you look for the horse with the gold tooth? Because I believe that is
Oh,
Lily Disney. So Walt's wife had a horse, and I think it has a gold tooth. At least at some point, that was it.
oh,
Mm,
I
that
don't know if
was
it's still
something.
there.
No, I didn't know.
There's your nerdy trivia about
no.
Disneyland. I'm sure we'll do more nerdy trivia
I've
too.
heard that and I've completely forgot about it. I was too enamored with looking at the castle go by. So,
So,
yeah.
but yeah, Emily talked about going back. It was her first visit in about 9 years. So, um,
Yeah, I
it,
used to live in California, and so in my 20s, that was, we went to Disneyland. We did go to Disney World as well, but it was, we could drive to Disneyland. So me and my husband, um, we are Disney people, and we went a few times when we lived there. But we moved back to Pittsburgh, and it's a lot harder to get there now. So it has been almost a decade. I was trying to think about if I had rode the Incredicoaster before, because Casey and I rode it, and I was like, this is familiar, but it didn't, I don't think it came out until 2018.
so
So
before that, it was the California
California
Screamin'.
Screamin', yeah, which I rode as when it was California Screaming, but I don't remember if it was Incredicoaster yet. Anyway, I was trying to think, what date was I actually here? Was it 2017, 2018 last? I can't remember. But yeah, it was cool just to experience it in a different way. Obviously, I was in my 20s. It was just me and my husband. We didn't have kids, so we probably focused more on like the roller coasters, things like that. Um, there's there were still some rides there that I had never done before. Um, it
Yeah,
just
they added some.
sorry, what? Go
Yeah, they've
ahead.
added some things since even since the last time I was
Yeah,
there.
there was a lot of changes. And just like the perspective changed too. I'm now looking for rides like that my daughter would like, or my kids would enjoy, and we got to try some of those that I probably hadn't tried, in my 20s. But I also got to try some rides I've never been on before when I go to Disney World with my kids, like the Star Wars rides, the Smuggler's Run and Rise of the Resistance. I had never done those before.
Did you do
And
circus train with your kids? I mean, when you were there, Emily, like years ago, did you do the Casey Junior Circus?
No, that was my first time doing that.
I loved that.
It was so cute.
I
And
loved that side of it.
it
Yeah.
had
so
all the castles.
Hmm.
yeah, so Casey Jr. is in Fantasyland. It's a little train ride that goes on a little embankment, little berm, I guess, inside the park that is above the Storybook Land canal boats. And so the neat thing about Casey Jr., it's a little train. It's like the little engine that could. And as you're going up the hill, it says, I think I can, I think I
It
can, I
was
think I can.
so
And
cute.
then, but you, whenever you're riding it, there's one car, a couple different cars that have like, it's like a cage that you can crawl into. And my
Oh,
daughter wanted to do that. And I was like, I can't fit. And you're too small to go by yourself. I'm sorry.
Emily said, no, I don't want that
I'm
one.
not going in that cave.
So
So,
we got lucky that we got one without a cage, but we also wanted to be able to video and didn't want to feel claustrophobic.
Uh-huh.
It
yeah.
was a beautiful little ride, especially at night. And it just felt so historical and close to Walt. we did ride the train around the park, but that train just it felt so close to Walt for some reason. Just riding around in a it was more than just a regular circle. Like you went up, you went down,
Mhm.
you came back around, you saw all these Disney castles. Things like that is what Disneyland has, I think that makes it really special and different. That really stood out to me. And I'm glad that we wrote it together for the first time, Emily. So that's yeah, I'm glad that we did that. It was kind of like an accident. We're like, what's this back here?
Yeah, I think we were on Dumbo,
Yeah.
which is a little different as well in Disneyland.
There's
And
only one.
I noticed the castle behind it. I don't remember what ride we were
Like,
on
what
actually,
is
but I was like,
that?
what? How do you get to that castle? And so,
Yeah.
And
um,
so these castles are on the Storybook Land canal boats that Walt, whenever he was planning Disneyland, wanted to have uh, what did he call it? He actually got into making some actual little dioramas, tiny little houses and miniatures that he did with partly with his train, but then he made the little thing that they actually put on a train, an actual big train, and it had like a touring exhibit around the U.S. for a while. It's like an Americana thing. Disneylandia is what he called it. And
oh,
so
cool.
they realized that having that it was too small, then you couldn't get enough people to go see it. So, and walk through attractions get bottlenecked notoriously. So they went to get away from that. But they made these little canal boats that then go through a bunch of miniature houses. Like you can see I think the Darling kids from Peter Pan, Cinderella's castle, Jasmine's castle from Aladdin, um, from Snow White, the Seven Dwarfs cottage, and so there's all these miniature little houses you go through, and so you in there, of course, this little narrated thing, and you get to go through Monstro the whale to get into this little land.
We did not do that one,
I
but
wish
we
we
could
did.
see the bride from the Casey's
But
train.
yeah, Casey Junior's is right above
Yeah.
it, so you get to see a lot of the stuff. We're going a little bit faster than the canal boats, but you still get a really neat
Mm.
I want to say
There,
aerial view of it. Yeah.
there was
I'm gonna,
one castle that we could not figure out what it was.
did
And
they say that was Cinderella's castle at the top? Or
no,
was
there
it
was
another?
one at the end that we were like, whose castle is that?
Um, I thought Agrabah was really cool. And they had the Tangled Tower.
And Frozen,
Yeah,
Arendelle. That
Arendelle
was
was there.
cool.
I would ride around on that just over and over just to look at it.
Like, I
Yeah.
think that my daughter would do that over and over again
Yeah,
too. Just be, yeah, she would love all those different castles.
that was really special.
And definitely ride the canal boats next time because they at the end you actually get to see Ariel, like it might be King Triton's that's like under a little
Oh,
water
cool.
thing. So it's
Yeah,
the very end before you're done with the
that's on
with
my
the
list
ride.
for next time for sure because we did so much. We literally rode until we had to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we did.
So, and
There's
there's still yeah, still stuff I'm like, oh, I didn't do that. We'll get it next time.
Oh, one thing about the canal boats. So I did meet up with a friend also from California, from San Francisco Bay Area, and she goes to Disneyland more, and she had some tidbits for us. So she said, try to watch the fireworks from the canal boats because you can.
oh yeah.
Yeah, have you heard of that, Matt?
No, it's kind of like at Walt Disney World. You watch the fireworks from Big Thunder Mountain is a new
Yeah.
thing, but the canal boats are right. Well, they're in Fantasyland, so it's behind the castle, so you get a unique perspective of the fireworks. And it's a slow moving ride. The only problem is if you're riding it at night and you're watching the fireworks, you're not looking at the little miniature displays. So
Yeah,
don't make that your only ride on it. So, but ride at different times, definitely.
next time.
Next
Yeah, just be careful getting into the boat though, because those boats can be a little bit wobbly.
Oh,
So you
good
need
to
your
know.
sea legs. No, the cast members are real good with helping to steady it and get you in and out. So just make sure you listen to the cast members because they don't want to get wet.
Mm-mm.
We were just talking beforehand that Emily was outside and got attacked by a hose. That her daughter may or may not have
Oh,
something to do
yeah,
with
now
that.
that it's summer, pool time and sprinkler time in the backyard.
Yep. So With Disneyland, as was kind of alluded to, is that the castle is a lot smaller, but Disneyland itself is a whole lot smaller. The Disneyland Resort, and for those who aren't familiar, Disneyland is out in California. Walt Disney World is in Florida. That both are in Orange County though, which is pretty neat. That Disneyland is only about 500 acres, and this is not just the park. This is Disneyland Park, Disney California Adventure Park, the little Esplanade Plaza between the two, all of downtown Disney District, and all the three hotels. That all of that is about 500 acres. Animal Kingdom Park itself in Walt Disney World is 580 acres. So, the before Galaxy's Edge was added to Disneyland, you could have taken Disneyland Park and put it in the parking lot for Magic Kingdom.
Wow.
So I was on a tour once in Disney World. I think it was there. Um, it was one of the tours, one of the lands, and they're like, "Yep, you could take Disneyland and put it in the parking lot." And once a year, we still fly it out there just to check. So
I feel like, yes, it is smaller, but it is still so packed with things to do.
It's more
Every,
compact.
yes, and everywhere you turn, there's something new. There's something to see. There's, just attractions everywhere. And it was, yeah, being at only going to World my whole life and going to Disneyland, that was one of the coolest things about it. The size of it. It was so convenient to get anywhere.
Mhm.
It really is a walking destination. You can walk from, well, we stayed at the Grand Californian and we could walk from our hotel to Disneyland and to California Adventure and to downtown Disney. It was just, you get on and you go. You don't have to ride a bus. I loved that. So it was great.
yeah,
Yeah, there was
the Grand California, I think, has the best location. It's just so close to everything, and
so
there's a special
convenient.
entrance into Disney California Adventure Park.
Mm.
Yes. So from our hotel, you could kind of see like the trees and bits of it, and the monorail passed right through our hotel and past our balcony, which was
Yeah,
really cool.
yeah, the monorail goes through the hotel, but it's not like the contemporary. There's just sort of this
No.
tunnel that just passes through because that's where the monorail was, and they just don't want to move it all that much. So the just goes through, but you can't really see anything, just this little tunnel, and then you're out in front. But you do go over top of a little courtyard area that's inside the Grand Californian that
Yeah.
they use for like weddings or other receptions or other little meetings and stuff.
Our balcony looked right over that courtyard.
Yep, we
That's
were
pretty
looking.
cool.
We were like on the corner, like we had a room, we had to make right turns and we were on the back corner. Um, so yeah, it was really nice staying there. Loved it. Being in the heart of everything.
You
Um,
kind of felt like on our balcony, like you were in the forest.
yeah. The trees were so tall,
Yeah.
like right outside your window.
Yeah,
Even though, like, on the other side, there was just theme park, and downtown Disney. But you wouldn't really know it from where we stayed, which was cool.
Oh yeah.
it definitely has that redwood forest vibe to it.
I
And
was glad to see that because I've never even been to California. I'm like, well, I can pretend I'm in the Redwood Forest even though I'm at Disney.
It
they
felt
did a
like
lot.
it. It did
Oh,
feel like it.
so, well, before I go on and say something else about that, Disneyland, good things come in small packages.
Hmm.
I guess if you're a realtor, you would call it cozy because
Yeah.
everything's so close. But my favorite place in the world to visit is Yosemite National Park out in California.
Mm,
And there's a Grand Lodge out there called the Awani
yes.
Hotel. That if you go there and then you go to the Grand Californian, you see a lot of similarities. Now, the Grand Californian is a whole lot taller and it's built, it's a more modern building, so there's a lot more open space. But like the giant fireplace and
Hmm.
um, the timbers on the inside, used for construction and that like wood motif, it feels very, very much like a national parks lodge.
It did have the same feel. I did not stay at the Awani, but I've been there. I had breakfast there and went into the lobby. And I actually have a little tea set from there. Because
That's cool.
yeah, at the breakfast they served your tea in this little teapot with a matching cup, and I had to get one when I was there, so I have that
Did you
souvenir.
eat in that? Did you eat in that big dining room with like the grand piano there? That's really high ceilings with like the wood beams.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, and
gorgeous.
I have a picture of me and my sister-in-law standing inside the fireplace that was not lit. It's just like
Yeah.
humongous
Oh, it's like
fireplace.
6 feet tall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like you could probably get a family photo in there.
Yeah. Don't stand in there when it's lit though, please.
But yeah, the Grand Californian had the same type of feel. Um, and
They had a piano. A guy
there
was
was a piano.
that was
Yeah.
beautiful. Playing Disney music when you'd come out of your room. I'm like,
Mhm.
"Ooh, what song is it today?"
And just like I don't know, the California poppies and the carpeting, um, and that feel like you're in a redwood forest. It was it made me feel like I was in California, and it made me feel like I was in Disneyland. So the theming was great. Hello.
Yeah. My daughter's here. She is showing off her
Hi.
brand new Stitch doll.
I saw him.
Oh my
So,
Cute.
gosh.
yeah. So, the
Oh,
Grand Californian also reminds me a lot of the Wilderness Lodge in Walt Disney World. There's
yes.
some similarities. The Grand California is more like the Wilderness Lodge and the Grand Floridian had a kid.
That makes
I love
sense.
that.
Because I walked in the first time we stayed, I stayed there at the Grand California. I walked in there and I was like, I need to go get a suit
Yeah.
or a tuxedo. That felt so underdressed. I was like, this is way too fabulous to be walking in with a pair of shorts and a t-shirt, you know?
Mm-hmm. I know.
So, but yeah, there are a lot of conveniences with Disneyland with it being so small. And Emily has a couple of notes here that she wrote down about it.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we liked that there were no buses. Um,
There
you
is a
know,
little tram though. If you park in the parking lot, there's a
there was
tram that'll take you all the way over. But
the
you don't
tram
need a
and the
tram.
monorail.
Yeah. Monorail will take you from the Disneyland Hotel if you're staying down there, or if you're just visiting downtown Disney and you want to take the monorail, but it goes into the park, so you need a park ticket. But Grand Californian, you are real close. You can just walk, and also with the Pixar Place Hotel.
Yeah, we learned that really quick. We weren't sure how to get anywhere, but then we just asked, and they're like, "Oh, just walk this way for 5 minutes," and oh, we're here.
It was so easy. Yeah, and we went through the security like in our hotel. So we didn't have to do it again to get into the parks. So that was really nice. And we didn't have to go through security to get from park to park. So there's one security entrance and you can get to both parks after going through it. So that was convenient.
I think I said I felt like a park hopper pro. If you're going to park hop anywhere, it's between Disneyland and California Adventure. It's just so easy, you know? You
Yeah.
don't even have to think about it. You just walk over, you've already done security. And we did that. I feel like we navigated it really well.
We did.
Yeah.
We just weren't sure about ourselves at first, but we
Yeah.
got the hang of it really fast.
And the two parks are literally across from each other. That um, you could maybe fit a baseball field in there or a football field. It's like 100 yards.
Yeah. It's not much. When you're
And
used to having to, get on a bus for 15 minutes or so, it's just so convenient. And that's why I keep thinking, God, this would be so fun with my kids. Which is,
Hmm. So
yep.
easy if you have young kids.
Which I feel like, yeah, there's a ton of kids at Disney World, but I feel like maybe there were more babies just because it's
Or
easier.
young kids. Yeah, we saw so many babies.
Yeah. I'll let you know when I go back to Disney World. I know there's tons of babies at both, but I just felt like there were a lot more easily accessible.
and the Disneyland clientele is different from Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World is much more of an international population that go there. Disneyland, it's almost like a local theme park.
Like a lot of
It's
local
Southern
people.
California people going.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, in between the two parks, there is that big, plaza, and they have some benches there and stuff. Did you notice the benches and anything about them? At least the last time I was there, they I
Oh,
noticed
we
No,
did not stop at a bench.
they
Not at
are
all.
there's hidden Mickeys
Oh, I didn't know that.
that the support things on them. I'll see if I can find my picture and share it with you while we're talking.
I think we were excited about all the 70th decor because what
Yeah.
is the word of those big decorations, Emily, that just like you could find them everywhere? Like it'd be Nemo here and Simba
Yeah, they
here.
were like interactive signs, like
Yeah,
where you could do a photo op. They're big enough to do like a photo op, and each one of them was interactive because I I didn't use my magic band all the time, but it went off every time we went near those signs and would play music. Um,
those were all
yeah,
over the place.
I forget what all the different characters were. I know there was I think there was an aerial one
Yeah,
in downtown
yeah,
Disney.
it was right in front of the store.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. There's
Oh,
the bench.
Yeah, so here's one picture that I'm
How did
showing you
we
for.
miss
I
that?
don't know. We were just busy trying to get to our next lightning lane,
But yeah, if
probably.
you're just walking across and you don't and you're focused on the other park, you're not going to see it, especially because they're kind of up against there's a garbage can in between the two benches. But
He's
it's
so
like a Mickey
cute.
that's sort of on its side, that the one ear and the head work as a support, and then the other ear is like an armrest type thing sticking straight up.
Those are
So it's kind
so
of like a
cute.
tilted Mickey head.
Did
So
not see those.
now that could have changed. That picture that I showed you was from like 13 years ago, but um, if they did change them back. Okay.
Little details, little details. And I saw the picture of the trash can reminded me just how clean Disneyland was. Um, Immaculate. And I just feel like I know we're going to talk about the 70th tour, but that's something that really stood out to me. How Walt said he wanted a theme park, and Lily was like, "But they're so dirty." And he said, "Well, mine won't be." So he put trash cans um placed all throughout the park. He said how long it would take you to eat a hot dog is, how far apart the trash cans would be. And I really felt like that was true. And I feel like all Disney parks, they do a good job of, keeping things clean. But Disneyland, I feel like I never saw a piece of trash anywhere. Like even popcorn, you
Oh
know.
yeah, they
Right.
got the street cleaners that are there sweeping things up, and I think
And
it's
you notice them.
I think it's like every 22 feet there's a garbage can
Yeah,
is
I
what
couldn't
they
remember
set
that
it up.
stat, but it was so clean, and I loved that about it. That was something else that stood out to me. Not that Disney World isn't clean, but Disneyland was immaculate, in my opinion.
And there's another thing that the people who were in those white jumpsuits who were cleaning things, they're not just there cleaning. That if you watch them, some of them are artists.
Yeah.
They're their little so they have a really neat little brush that they spray. They can spray water, to help clean stuff up, and then they have their little, trash can thing on the or little. Oh, what do you call that? The
Dustpan.
dustpan. Thank you. That's on like a on a long pole,
I have
but
Hmm.
to
with the
think about
water.
things sometimes because
Yeah,
sometimes I'm like, is that Pittsburghese and nobody's gonna know what I'm talking about?
it's fine.
Sorry.
We embrace Pittsburghese here, so if it gets thrown in
Yeah.
there, Nat, that's fine. The they're redding up the place.
Right.
So to red up something means to clean it up. Don't know
I didn't know
why,
that, but I'm from
but
North Carolina, so thanks for teaching me.
but some of the sweepers, they'll use that water and they'll draw a Mickey head. Or I've seen that they'll one place there was a tree that was losing some leaves, that they swept the leaves into a shape of a Mickey, and so
Yeah.
they'll do neat little things like
Oh.
that.
What's one? Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of Disney World. Never mind. I saw someone make a Mickey out of the salt and pepper packets on the counter. They were
Uh,
matching on each counter. That was
it's little
Disney
cute.
World, though.
still, it's little cute things like that that make Disney Disney.
Mhm.
So, other stuff that you want to discuss about things that impressed you about your trip out to
Uh,
Disneyland?
okay, I have a list here. I thought I saw a lot more roaming characters, especially like in the front of the parks,
Yeah.
and especially Mickey, Minnie, Daisy, Donald, and Goofy,
The
Pluto.
Big Five. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They
So
were everywhere.
yeah, like usually I feel like you have to wait in line more somewhere to go meet Mickey Mouse at Disney World. But at Disneyland, he was just walking around, and it was pretty easy to meet him. And even when we were sitting waiting for Paint the Night, they just went around like the main street and said hi to all the people and kids that were sitting waiting for the parade to start.
That was fun.
Yeah, so you got to see all of them while you were just sitting there.
I do feel like they were very, very present in
Very
all
present.
parks. And you didn't, like she said, you didn't have to go anywhere and get in line. You would just turn around, oh, there's Mickey. Oh, and there's Goofy. And you could just go interact with them and it was fine. And, it didn't feel like it was just for if you're sitting down eating with them. And like she said, I don't know if that's because of the 70th or
Yeah, I don't know.
real, if
Not
that's
sure.
a real thing, that they always do.
Yeah,
Um,
and Disneyland does have the free roaming characters a lot more often. The Walt Disney World, they have characters, but they're in designated meet and greet areas. Although I think they might do that because in Walt Disney World, it gets so hot in Florida that they want to have that quick escape whenever uh, one of the characters gets a little bit too toasty.
yeah,
Yeah,
Disneyland,
that's a
it
good
can
point.
get hot out there, but it's not as oppressively humid.
no.
So it might be, and also you get to see some different characters like Peter Pan is notorious for just skipping through Fantasyland. Just be careful that he might come up behind you and crow in your ear like he did to our tour guide.
Oh,
Scared the heck out of her. She's like, and she warns, she's like, yep, Peter Pan, he'll sometimes come up and crow behind me and try and scare me. And then one time she's talking, whatever, and he, right on cue,
there
came
you
up and
Oh
go.
he
no.
jumps like, what the? Oh, it's Peter. And he's skipping off, waving to people. And
Silly Peter.
Troublemaker.
yeah,
I forgot to mention one thing that I loved about Disneyland is that you can actually go up inside Sleeping Beauty Castle. Um,
Oh,
without, just casually walking. The diorama in there is really beautiful. If you, really are close to the Sleeping Beauty story and just the art behind it, I think they did a really good job showcasing that and just telling the story theatrically through a diorama. And then at the end, they have the storybook, and her dress is changing from pink to blue, pink to blue. And I love that. And I was probably like such a dork when I asked the cast member, I said, so can I just like go in here? She was like, sure. Well, walk on in. And there was nobody else there. I was in there all by myself because I got to Disneyland the first day. They opened at 8, I think, and I was there right at 8 when they opened. And I just made a beeline for the castle and I took pictures in front of the castle, then I went through it, and then I, was just playing around. So it was just me. There was nobody else, and it was amazing. And I loved being inside the castle because at Walt Disney World, it's not as easy to just you can't just go up in there. So,
you need
yeah.
dining reservations.
yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, that is a big difference.
But
Um,
yeah, the little dioramas, they're very neat. There's one though that if you look into it, there's a little mirror in the back or something reflective. And I looked in there and it's all the reflection of my eyeball. Scared the heck out of me. Like what? I was like, oh wait, that's just me. Never mind. It's like that's scary. That's a very beautiful eye. Oh wait, no wonder it's mine. No.
Yeah.
So, but right outside there too, there's a little statue of Aurora with Prince Philip dancing
Philip,
and the three fairies. Was it
Flora, Fauna,
Flora, Fauna,
Merriweather.
and Merriweather? Yeah, and you can see them. They're like around them, like this little sculpture thing. It's so
We
cool.
got a picture in front of that. So,
Yeah, we bought the Aurora ears,
hmm
and one side was pink and one side was blue.
yeah, I wore the blue and she wore the pink. So
We got a picture in front.
That's so cool.
we had to do it for Sleeping Beauty Castle. It's very special. So
So, other things on your list.
Okay, I'm lost. Hold on.
let's see.
Um,
The photo
okay,
pass.
PhotoPass. There wasn't as many PhotoPass people, cast members to take your picture as there is in Disney World. Um,
Significantly less.
yes, yeah. Like they were there and probably more so in during the day. I didn't see any in the
Yeah.
evening at
Or like in
all.
the morning. I didn't see any at nighttime either. And they're always there at Disney World. And we didn't really look into it very much to see if they had a bunch of magic shots either.
No,
That
I,
could be that since Walt Disney World is more of a destination, international destination, and people were coming from all over, so they want to get those pictures. But Disneyland's more of a regional thing of,
yeah.
oh, we come
that
here all the
totally
time.
makes
So
sense.
they're not
Yeah,
going to need all those photographers as often.
that makes sense. I didn't think about that. And then another thing was the difference in the nightly shows. We didn't realize at the time that you couldn't see the fireworks every day. You couldn't see Phantasmic every day. I guess when we were there, it was still off peak, so they only had the fireworks and Phantasmic on the weekends. So we were lucky enough that we went on Sunday,
Glad that
a
we
day
did.
early before the event, and we were able to see both the fireworks and Phantasmic. Because,
And Fantasmic was
yeah.
amazing, which it is amazing in Hollywood Studios and Disney World, but seeing it at Disneyland, the Rivers of America, and the best part was what, Emily? I'll let you say.
Oh my gosh, the sailing ship Columbia, when it sailed toward you and Peter Pan was battling Captain Hook and climbing the ropes and doing rope stunts. That was really immersive. Yeah, I fangirled really hard on
It was really cool. It's like they're reenacting the movie in front of you, and seeing it on the ship and Peter doing his flip and
moving past
pirates
you.
and
Hmm.
everything. I loved that. That's another thing. Just seeing something for the first time was so cool.
That's one thing I have to do. I have not. I've ridden on the Mark Twain out there, and I've ridden on the Liberty Bell in Walt Disney World.
Hmm.
Moment of silence for the Liberty Bell. Okay.
Oh,
I've not done the
really?
sailing ship Columbia yet, though. I've seen it many times, and um, but then just the timing just never worked out for me. So it gives me motivation to go back another time.
Hmm. I really want my kids to go on Tom Sawyer's Island out in Disneyland. Um, that looked really fun. I know they had it at World. Sad that it's gone, but the one that just because that was Walt's, I want my kids I could probably just leave my son out there all day, but that's something we're gonna probably prioritize when we go back. Um,
And Casey, we have to go out together because my daughter will be right there with your son. That she's like the Energizer bunny that never
yeah,
stops, and she could
just
just
let them
play the
go.
yeah.
Check in every now and again. Don't fall in the water, and we're good.
We had a hard time getting her off of Tom Sawyer Island the last time we were at Walt Disney World. Well,
Mm.
not last time we were at Walt Disney World, and she went there.
Yeah.
So
Let's see. Did we miss anything else?
churros.
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 Yeah.
One of my clients said, try the churros while you're out there. I was like, oh yeah, I've never done that before. So we did try churros. And I had to go back and get more churros because they were amazing.
They were good. I'm glad we got a photo with them, kind of like the iconic Disneyland churro. I didn't realize it at the time, but we took photos when I'd already taken a bite of mine. So I'm like, this
Oh,
is epic Disneyland right here.
they were also everywhere. Like it was pretty easy to find a churro cart
Well, and they had
Yeah.
different flavors. It wasn't just like a regular churro.
Yeah.
They had a strawberry. I took a picture of it. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. A chocolate. Do you remember the different flavors
I
they had?
don't remember. I think I stuck to the cinnamon ones, but I know there was one cart right outside the World of Disney store, and it had like you could get hazelnut,
That's yeah. Oh yeah.
um, or sorry, Nutella to dip your churro in.
Yeah, they
Or was it a Nutella churro that you could
I
dip
don't I
choc
don't know. I
dip into
tried
chocolate? I
theirs.
can't remember. It was
I
so
was
good though.
full. We ate a lot that I wasn't hungry at that point. I would have to try it just to try it. But we were getting ready. Is that when we were getting ready to go back into Disneyland and we're thinking we have to mobile order to pick up our food?
Oh yeah, and it was gonna be like an hour,
We
so
were
we're like,
multitasking.
let's get a churro while we wait.
We can have breakfast before dinner. Who cares?
Yeah, the churros make are in Walt Disney World now, but I think it was whenever I was out in Disneyland the first time that I noticed them. It's more of a Southern California thing that's then migrated to other places.
Are corn dogs just a California thing too? Is that a bigger thing in California? Or is that just me?
I know I've seen them at it's a
Feel
big
like they're more
state fair
available
thing. Yeah, it
in
might be more
Disneyland.
prevalent out there. I know it's a big state fair thing
Okay.
that Emily at Kennywood local amusement park in Pittsburgh. I know they have like
Yeah.
there's a little stand that has corn dogs. It's not too far from the potato patch,
Yeah.
little
I
kiosk like
have to
thing.
get a corn dog when I go to Kennywood.
So
Absolutely.
and then you mentioned about the magic bands.
Magic bands. Yes, we did not use our magic bands that much. You didn't really have to. I feel like it was even I feel like they didn't have the option for you to pay with your magic bands everywhere like they do in Disney World. Um, yeah, I did use it to unlock our door, our hotel door, and obviously those 70th anniversary signs that were interactive, and it did interact with like the Fantasmic show. Um, but besides that, I think I even used my phone to check into the parks.
Yeah, I used my phone every time. I forgot my Magic Band the first day and I had it with me, but then I ended up just not using it.
Mhm.
Maybe it's just not as, you don't need it as much. Or
Mhm.
that's how that our experience anyway.
Yeah, again, Walt Disney
Mhm.
World, it's sort of oh, we're going to Disney, let's buy something extra and special. But Disneyland, it's all right, we're going all the time. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But hitting on the hotels, I've stayed in all
Okay.
three, sort of. It was the
Oh.
Paradise Pier Hotel. I haven't stayed in Pixar Place yet. They were last time we were out there, they were still just finishing up the reimagining of it. So
Pixar Place was beautiful. They are all special in their own way. Just the colors in Pixar Place and seeing all the Pixar characters everywhere. We took some great pictures of the lobby.
Yeah, the detail, the theme was really on point.
Oh
and the
yeah, and they
murals and
had
the
people
details, yeah.
standing at the elevator operating it for you. I thought that was interesting.
That was
Um,
nice. It was like a digital uh elevator. It
yeah,
wasn't just there was a screen of buttons versus just press one button.
very futuristic.
Yeah.
And Disneyland Hotel was very nostalgic, of course. And
Hmm.
we got to go in the room and you push the button and you can see the fireworks on the headboard.
That headboard was amazing.
It
It
Yeah, it's
was.
like
played music too.
yeah, it's like a wooden headboard with fiber optics in it, and you push a button, and then there's like a little design. It looks like, and then the lights go off like it or light up on the headboard. It looks like fireworks are going off with the music. That's so neat.
It
Yeah,
was,
you felt like you were at Disneyland in that room
yes.
for sure.
Yeah, whenever I was out there, it was my last night in the Disneyland hotel. Did I just so I noticed the headboard that had the little stuff like that's neat, and then it was middle of the night that I woke up and um was looking for my phone to see what time it was, and I hit a button, and the lights went, and then the fireworks started on the headboard. I was like, wait, it can do that? So But that was a happy accident that I saw it. It was Disney magic that I saw it before I left.
That's cool that you got to stay in the room.
Yeah, and so there was one time. So first trip out there, I stayed at the Grand Californian, and my room looked over the Pixar Pier. Well, it's not Pixar Pier. It's where they have like the more older attractions, like where the Silly Symphony swings are. Something
Oh,
Gardens,
yeah.
Paradise Gardens,
Paradise Gardens.
and with the goofy Sky School. Then the
Yeah.
second trip
Yeah.
out there, I booked it kind of late. It was not quite last minute, but it was not I not as far in advance as I normally would. So I couldn't get a hotel for the whole time. So I did a split stay. I got some at the Disneyland Hotel, then went to the Pixar uh, or Paradise Pier Hotel back then. And so I got to do both of them. And then the third time we went with my family, my wife was like, "Do we really have to spend all that money to stay on property? Let's try off property." And next time we're staying on property.
Yeah.
I mean, off property wasn't bad, and it saves you money. And it was only like the way place we stayed was only like a 15-minute walk to, you know, the front to the park, so it wasn't bad. But it was missing something.
Yeah.
The bubble,
Exactly.
the magic of
You
being
get
in.
a little spoiled being
And the
able to
bubble is
walk
completely
right
different
into
out in Disneyland because
Mm,
it's so much smaller. And that was
yeah.
the thing that struck me the most is the first time out there, I was in the cab going to Disneyland, and we're just driving down the street. I was like, "Oh, there's Space Mountain and the
Yeah.
Matterhorn and California Screaming," and you can like just see it from like a neighborhood. You don't get that in Walt Disney World.
No.
Right.
There's like a McDonald's and a Wendy's and
The Denny's,
Denny's
the
here,
Denny's
and
and
then
IHOP, all these places right across the street where people come out and they're tired and they want to eat. And we were thinking that was very intentional.
Hmm.
which is
Um,
why Walt Disney World got created because Walt didn't like that.
Oh.
yeah.
Mhm.
But
So we
So, Matt, can I ask you, um, when you stayed at the Grand Californian, could you see World of Color from your balcony?
I could not from my balcony, but there was a um another little I want to call it another bigger balcony that I don't know if it was just the room that I stayed in or if it was for everybody, but you could go up on top of the hotel and then that overlooked World of Color and you could watch it from up there.
We asked about it because we thought, oh yeah, we could totally do that one night, but we never did because we went in. We decided to go into the parks instead,
yeah.
but that
But yeah,
wasn't
having
the
that
option.
yeah, to see it from up there it's a nice thing like whenever you're staying at the contemporary Walt Disney World that if you're on a side that's or the Bay Lake Tower that's overlooking the park, do we really want to fight all the traffic and all the people and be down there in the park for the fireworks, or would you rather bring the kids home, get them their baths, and then just watch the fireworks from your balcony and then right to
Hmm.
bed? Whole lot easier.
Sounds lovely.
Hmm.
World of
So,
World of Color was really beautiful. We didn't talk about that. But that was really entertaining as well. It was funny because joy and a lot of the emotions, I feel like they were kind of orchestrating the whole thing. And it was really moving at the end too. I'm trying to remember what all it said. I think it's as long as we have each other or something, we can. Do you remember Emily?
I
Man,
remember the Rainbow Connection
yeah,
song, and at the end, it saying happiness.
yeah. It,
Um, I remember the bubbles that came up
yes,
right where we were standing. I
big
wasn't
bubble.
expecting that at all. It was a really cool feature. So we watched the World of Color with the advisor group. The whole advisor group was there at the same time. And it we were standing kind of back, not right in front of it, so the visibility was not like amazing. But during there was that unexpected just like fountain of bubbles right next to us.
Yeah, we were like kids. Bubbles.
Yeah. that went along with the show and the music. So,
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the quote, but there's one that says, "Like Walt Disney, you have the power to make a difference, make a wave." So that's one of them.
oh, I feel like that quote was used at least in our one of our presentations,
Yeah.
Casey. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so for those who aren't familiar with World of Color, it is in Disney California Adventure, kind of in between Paradise Gardens and Pixar Pier, that there is like a little lagoon, and in that lagoon are a bunch of water jets that will spray water up, and then they project things onto the water as like a screen, and play music and have other little pyrotechnics and other lasers and stuff like that. And so you get this neat little show that's used on water. That they do that out in Epcot too, I believe, with some of their nighttime show, that they've had like the water projection stuff. So, but
Yeah.
it's primarily just the water projection at for World of Color.
Yeah, it's like Phantasmic was the same too with the water projections, but there's something about World of Color that's um a little more impressive, I think, with the water
They
projection.
go really high. The
Really
jets shoot
high.
Oh
really,
yeah.
really, really high. And the colors, of course, are amazing. And the music, they played some really upbeat music that we could dance to, that we were dancing to, which was really fun. So,
And probably crying too a little bit.
oh, it was good. Like I said, joy was
Just
there.
emotional.
Anxiety made an appearance.
I think
You could go lots.
they're on the app. You can choose an emotion
Yeah.
that will highlight for the World of Color.
Yeah, you can vote, right?
You
We
can
didn't,
vote. We
yeah,
didn't do it.
but you can.
You can.
So, yeah.
Before we move on to other things, one thing when you had mentioned about or had written down about the Pixar place is the fire extinguishers.
Oh yeah, even the fire extinguisher door had Wally on it.
Mhm.
The theming was so good. It's just everywhere you look, you knew you could see a little bit of a Pixar movie.
And also, Pixar Place has its own private entrance into Disney California Adventure too. There's a little now with Grand Californian, it's right against the park, so you can just walk right in. With Pixar Place, you kind of walk across the street, and there's a little pathway that your room key or I guess your Magic Band would then open it up, and you can come back in on Pixar Pier area. Or no, it's like Paradise Garden. It's right in that area.
Hmm.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled podcast for this important announcement. So, we talked for almost 2 hours about Disneyland Resort and all the stuff that's going on with the 70th anniversary. So, we're going to split this into two episodes. Next week, we'll dive right into the parks. So, Disneyland Park and Disney California Adventure Park. But before we give our contact information, here's a travel tip. As long as your budget allows it, I strongly advise staying at one of the Disney hotels. So you no longer get the early access to the parks, but you get a free lightning lane pass. So that's really nice. Plus, the theming, the location, and the service that you get are hard to beat, when you're staying in other hotels. That Disney just does those things so well. Now, there are some other great neighbor the great good neighbor hotels that are in the area. Some can be a little bit farther away, but there's a lot that are really close. Uh, but the whole package that you get from a Disney hotel is hard to beat. That goes for Walt Disney World as well. That's staying on property. I highly recommend it. It it gets you in the Disney mood a little bit better, and there's so many amenities that you get that I think it's worth it. But talk to your travel advisor and give you all the information and all the details about that. If you have a destination or an experience that you'd like to have us discuss on the Yinz Goin podcast, or if you'd like to share your favorite place to visit or have a travel tip, feel free to contact me. I would love to hear your feedback and ideas. Let me rephrase that. I'd love to hear your feedback if it's going to praise me, okay? If it's constructive and nicely worded, then I'll take it too. But so, Casey, how can people get a hold of you?
Casey at dreamsbydesigntravel.com, or you can find me on Facebook, um, Dreams by Design Travel with Casey.
Emily?
Yeah, my Facebook is Dreams by Design Travel with Emily. My Instagram is at Dreams by Design Travel with Emily, and my email is emily at dreamsbydesigntravel.com.
Here at the podcast, we are on Facebook and X at Where Yinz Goin, Yinz Yinz, Goin Goin with the apostrophe and the question mark. Email is Matt, Matt, at dreamsbydesigntravel.com. All of this information is going to be in the episode description. So if you want to contact us to book a trip or have any questions, you know how to find us. You don't have to worry about spelling. By the way, Cayce, Cayce, whenever you're spelling that.
Yeah. Well,
So
thank you.
yeah, just look into the episode description. It's all there. Makes it easy. So please like, follow, subscribe, leave a review, tell a friend. If you like what you heard, let other people know about it. I don't know about YouTube, but I had a whole lot of fun recording this. So
Yes,
it
we were reliving it.
Absolutely. It was
Yeah.
such a fun trip, and I just love talking about it with you. And
Yes.
I'm so glad that I got to go on this experience too. I feel really privileged.
Me too. It was a blessing. I'm glad we got to do it together. So this has been really fun.
and you are both welcome back anytime. So Cayce, I know you're going to go again with your kids, so you got to come back and talk about that, especially if your dad goes. And
Yeah,
Emily, your next trip
I'm
too.
gonna
You know,
try. I'm gonna try for that in the maybe not so near future, but every day's a gift, so I'm ready to go.
Oh, yeah, and Casey and I are gonna go on a cruise together, Disney
Yeah,
cruise
we
someday.
want to do that. So
Yeah, we'll plan that someday. Take everybody, or just us, just the adult trip again.
it might need a minute.
so for everyone else, just pay attention because they're going to be back to talk about some fun and exciting stuff. So for everyone else, though, please join us next time. We're heading out, Nat. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.